Today we're going over this beautiful hype setup, and it was a pretty low time frame trade, and we want to build context first. So what happened here? Had some supply right there, boom, on your chart, and you had some low time frame supply there as well. So let's watch if it's valid on the 10-minute. Yeah, it's valid on the 5-minute. You had structure supply there, boom, which you came in, and you formed a pretty good low there, I think. Let's watch if it was a good bars pattern low. I don't know why it's loading so long. Yeah, it was a very good low here. You formed a good low, you went higher, you made a higher low, you made another higher low. So that's wonderful. I don't want to draw my range from here. This is not the starting point of the Wyckoff range, because this is not valid on the higher time frame. You see, when I go on the higher time frame, it only has one candle down, and this has two. So this is the valid range to use, because you make a higher low, you draw your range from high to low, and then you're coming into supply. You can see you have your rejection right there of supply, and it is your second tap. So when I go on the lower time frame, I see you deviated your tap 1. This is your tap 1, this is your tap 2. And this was a deviation of that tap of the range high. Now we're watching for a tap 3 POI. And for a model 2, this is going to be our tap 3 POI. This is your last bullish candle before going down, leaving an inefficiency. On the 5-minute, it's the wick. On the 3-minute, yeah, okay. So that's the POI. And do we have some more refined supply up there? And let's see, because I don't really see more refined supply there. And when I go on the lower time frame, it's also not really anything. Now I'm watching for my tap 3 to be created, because this is not really supply, because this is not leaving an inefficiency. So I will grab this last candle up before going down, because this is leaving an inefficiency there for my tap 3 POI, and this is a bit high, so I don't really expect it to be taken out, but let's just see. And we created some demand just above the EQ of the range. There's some demand you created. Nice to come in there before creating your tap 3. And then we're watching for our tap 3 for our extreme supply to be mitigated or form a model 1. So there, sure, demand mitigation. This is going higher. And let's delete this demand, because this is now becoming liquidity, because demand is mitigated and you mitigated your extreme supply. And after that, there was no structure at all. No structure at all. So let's see what happens here. And we just went higher. We didn't break structure. We went higher. We mitigated this. This was your 30-second structure break. Didn't happen. We went higher. This was becoming your structure break, but we never broke structure and went lower. So we were going higher, and then we were watching for a model 1. And then I extend my range to the tap 2 to see when we deviated that tap 2 to form a tap 3. And let's see what happens if we deviate it. And there we go, we deviated it. So I'm gonna connect the dots. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Connect them, and you see it didn't touch the more refined supply. As I expected, it was a bit high and didn't really care. It doesn't matter. Market structure rules. Market structure is king, and that was also the case in this trade. So these are two candles going down before going up. This is your structure right here. You make a higher low, and a higher low, and then we broke structure. So our structure break is right here, officially, boom, and then you enter on the close. So here we closed, and then I always watch my second candle, what happened. If it's shoot ups immediately and still, for example, grabs this more refined supply to go lower, that's why I always watch the second candle after closing as well, most of the time, and then just enter. Stop goes above the high, and I target the range low, and then we have a beautiful 2.7 RR trade if this plays out. You had supply creation as well here, boom, on the 3-minute, which is extra nice. And you had on the 5-minute not really anything. On the 10-minute, you didn't really have anything. So you had supply creation on the 3. You had a break of structure there for 2.7 RR. Crazy, amazing, just a normal trade, and we went to the target pretty quick. You can see we had the target right there, and there was your trade. All right, was it in the volume profile? Always check that as well before you take a trade. If it was in the volume profile, it gives an extra. It was in the volume profile. As you can see, the volume profile was pretty high, and you had not really a range inefficiency, kinda. You had some inefficiency right here, which price, yeah, went through as a knife. So crazy, very nice to see. See you in the next trade, guys. Hope you understand it. Ciao.